Okay, so let's begin. Okay, my name is Mr. Karthik and welcome to Problem Sums Mini Course Term 3 Lesson 1. Okay, so we are from Math Accelerator Center and we specialize in mathematics. We help students with borderline grades turn their results around within a short period of time. Okay, we are located at 1 Marine Parade Central at Parkway Center, which is at level 12, right? And that's our contact number. Okay, so the objective for today's lesson, what are we going to achieve? Okay, so this is basically catered to students who are struggling with problem sums, and if you have if you have a lack of confidence in tackling problem sums, this is the right place to start. All right. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how problem sums can be solved systematically, step by step. Okay, and I know that for primary 5, your term 3 weighted assessment is just around the corner, and for primary 6, prelims is just around the corner. Okay, so time is limited. All right, so what is the lesson outline for today? Okay, so today's lesson will be segmented into 3 parts. The first part is comparison model. The second part is excess and shortage. And lastly, we will close off the session with 2 higher order thinking questions. So before I begin, some ground rules to follow, right? So audio will be muted at all times and communication will only be done via chat. Okay, so please ask questions. Do participate. No spamming of the chat, right? So please be considerate. In any case, only if you chat, you'll come directly to me only, right? And last of all, just listen attentively, write down the solutions, and have fun. Okay, so let's get right into the lesson straight away. Okay, so give you about 30 seconds to get your stuff ready. All right, good evening. Okay, if you don't have the worksheet with you, right, you can get it from the website. Just download it from there, or you can just copy down the questions first, right? And at the end of the lesson, you can contact us and we'll probably email it to you, okay? Okay, let's begin. Okay, so for the first segment, comparison model, how are we going to do it? Okay, so step 1, right, we're going to draw a model first. Then we'll either work forward or backward. Okay, I repeat again, we draw a model first, then we work forward or backward. After that, we will draw the relationship between the units and the numbers, find the value of one unit, and then solve for the answer. Okay, so I'll show you how it's done. Okay, comparison model, start at the beginning. What do we mean by start at the beginning? Okay, so if you read this question, right, at a party there were an equal number of boys and girls at first. This is what it means by start at the beginning. Okay, means the info that the boys and girls are equal is already given at the start. Okay, so first go and draw the model. This is step 1 for boys and for girls. Go and draw a model first. All right, hello. All right, boys and girls. Okay, so when you're drawing model, right, there's 2 things I want you all to follow. If you're going to take something away from the model, means if you cut the model, right, use dotted lines. Okay, dotted lines suggest you're cutting something away from the model. If you're going to add something, you put a concrete box like this. Okay, so now there are equal number of boys and girls, right? Okay, so halfway during the party, 8 boys left. If 8 boys left the party means you're going to cut 8 away from the boys. So 8 is gone. So one thing about a model, if this portion, I let it be 8, right? This portion here is also 8, okay? So I'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so 8 boys left is something that we annotated on the model already. Now, 4 girls join the party. So by joining, you're adding something in, right? So go and add, put a concrete box at the side here. This is 4. So up to this point, clear, right? Okay, so now I want you to go and shade what happened at the end. Okay, shade lightly. So at the end, this is the amount of boys left, and this is the amount of girls left, including the 4. All right? So what did the question say? In the end, there were thrice as many girls as boys, which means now girls, this whole thing here is 3 units. And this part here is just 1 unit. All right. So what is the difference in terms of unit? Can you all type in the chat? Okay, good. What about you, Zarif? Okay, good. So most of you know, right? The difference in terms of units is 2. What about the difference in terms of numerical value, in terms of numbers? So as you can see from the model, right? If this is 8, this is also 8. So 8 plus 4 will tell you that it is 12. So therefore, the 2 units equals to 12. So as what the steps suggested earlier on, right? Go and find for 1 unit. So 1 unit is 12 divided by 2, you will get 6. So the question is asking how many boys were there at the party at first. Okay, so at first there were 6 boys plus the 8 that left, right? Include them in, your answer is 14. Okay, now this kind of questions, right? You can never go wrong. Why is that? Okay, please don't do that. Okay, yep, very nice heart shapes. Cool. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Okay, so 12. So this kind of questions, you can never go wrong. Why? Because there were equal number of boys and girls at first, right? So you can go and test for girls as well. So girls was 3 units. 3 times 6 equals to 18. If you take 18 minus 4, you will get 14. Done. This is how you test for your answers, okay? So now let's go to question number 2. Okay. Now Ron and Ken had the same number of cards at first. After Ron and Ken lost 36 cards respectively, Ken had 3 times as many cards as Ron. Okay, so this question is slightly different from the first one. First one, boys left, then the girls joined, right? But this one, both, they are losing cards, okay? So go and draw a model for both Ron and Ken. Right, so Ron and Ken. So after Ron lost 36 cards. So put a dotted line. This is 36. And then Ken, dotted line, 6. So go and shade what is at the end. Right. So it said that Ken had 3 times as many cards as Ron. So write down 3 units over here. Ron is 1 unit. Okay. So now, in terms of units, what is the difference? Okay, can you type in the chat, in terms of unit, what is the difference? Okay, most of you got it, 2 units. Well done. Now, in terms of numerical value, what is the difference? Okay, so if you go and dissect this portion here, till this portion here, it is 2 units. It is also 36 minus 6. So therefore, 2 units is 36 minus 6, which equals to 30. So 2 units equals 30, right? Therefore, 1 unit is 30 divided by 2, and that will get you 15. So how many cards did each of them have at first? So you can either go and find for Ron or Ken. You still get the same answer. So it's easier to find for Ron, right? Just have to take 15 plus 36. You'll get 51 straight away. If you want to check your answer whether it's correct, right? You can do it for Ken as well. Just take 3 times 15, which is 45. 45 plus the 6. You should also get the same answer. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the third question. Okay, great. Now I can move on to the next question. Right. Okay, next one. Start at the end. So at first, there were equal number of items at first, right? Now, when things happen, then only at the end, you have an equal number, right? So we're going to work backwards. How are you going to do it? So let's read the question first. Mr. Stan had a total of 115 oranges and apples. She sold half of the apples and 25 oranges. In the end, she had an equal number of oranges and apples left. Find the number of oranges she had at first. Okay. So in the end, she had an equal number of oranges and apples left. So let's draw a model for that. Equal number of oranges, equal number of apples. Yes, you can use a calculator. Okay, so once this part is done, right, now let's take a look at the first information. This one right here. She sold half of the apples. If I sell half of something, the remaining is half as well, right? So if this remaining is half, means at first I have twice of what I have, correct? So now let's go and draw. Let's go and add whatever that happened beforehand. Okay. So let's add one more. That is equal to this. All right. So if this is 1 unit, this is also another unit. Okay. So this part clear? Does anyone has any questions about this part? Yes. What's the question? Okay. For example, I have 50 apples. All right. If I sell half of this, the remaining half of this is 25, correct? So if I sell half of these apples, my remaining also will be equal to the amount that I sold, correct? Makes sense, right? So we are working backwards to find out how much she had at first. Yeah, how much she had at first. So that's why we add an extra 1 unit. Okay. So same goes for oranges now. Now oranges, this person sold what? 25, right? Which means at first she had 25 more. So just add the 25. Okay, now I want you to annotate the total. Okay, so if this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. Over here should also be another unit as well. Agree? All right. So find the number of oranges she had at first. So what are we going to do? We take 115 and we minus 25 first. That will give you 90. So 90 equals to 1, 2, 3. 3 units. 3 units is 90. So go and find for 1 unit. 1 unit is 90 divided by 3. You'll get 30. So find the number of oranges she had at first. You just take 30. This is 30 plus 25. You'll get the answer right away. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this question again for those of you who didn't get it, all right? So copy down the solutions first. It's just a 1 hour lesson, all right? Lesson ends at 9. Okay, I'm going to remove the solution. I'm going to explain it again, right? Okay. Now let's revisit this question again. Mrs. Tan had a total of 115 oranges and apples. She sold half of the apples. Okay, now think about it. If I had 60, for example, 40 apples, all right? If I sell half of this, how much did I sell? 40 times half. So that's 20. So I sold 20, which means my remaining is 40 minus 20, which is also another half. Remaining is 20. So if this is 1 unit, and if I'm working backwards, I have to add this other unit as well. That's why it's 2 units. Understand? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to draw a model now. So at the end, they had an equal number of oranges and apples. So write that down. Oranges, apples. So if you look at oranges, right? No, look at the apples first. She sold half of the apples. So just like this example here, if I sold half means at first I had another unit. That's why you add the unit. Okay. Same goes for apple. Sorry, same goes for oranges. So she sold 25 oranges, which means add the 25. So at first, she had a total of 115. So from here, right, if this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. This has to be another unit as well. That's why you take 115 minus 25. You get 90. So the 3 units here is 90. So go ahead and find for 1 unit, then you add the 25. Clear? Yes, that's right. All of you seems to have gotten it. Yep, good. Great. Okay, now let's move on to question number 2. Okay, yes. What is it? Okay. Hans and Jack had a total of 216 stickers at first. After Hans bought another 24 stickers and Jack gave away 60 stickers, both of them had the same number of stickers left. How many stickers did Hans have at first? Okay, so let's draw a model. So you're going to start from backwards. So at the end, Hans and Jack. They had an equal number at the end. So now let's work ourselves backwards. Okay. So after Hans bought another 24 stickers, that's when he achieved this amount, right? So which means at first he had 24 stickers less than what he has now. So put a dotted line, put here 24. Now let's look at Jack. After giving away 60 stickers, he has achieved this value, right? Which means at first he had 60 stickers more, logically, correct? So add the 60. Okay, so now I want you to go and shift. Shift everything that happened at first. So at first, this is how much Hans have. This is how much Jack had. Okay. So now if I were to sort of like extract this model out, right? So this is Hans. Okay. And this is Jack. So you can put the total as 216. So this is Hans and this is Jack. Now can you type in the chat, right? What do you think this value is? Okay, the question is, what do you think the value is over here? Might take some time. Okay, I see most of you give 84. Some of you say 104. Some of you say 60. And one of you even asked, who's David? Okay. So I'm going to answer it now. So this model that I draw, right, exactly represents what's on top, the shaded green part. So if you look, right, the green part, it stops still here. So this part here, it's 24. Y'all see it? It's 24. And this part here is 60. Therefore, the difference between hands and jack at first is 24 plus 60, which is 84. Okay? So most of you got 84, well done. Now, one of you asked, who is Jack? Okay? No, not Jack. Who is David, correct? Okay, so David is someone Jack probably know, and he just gave the 60 stickers to him, that's all. Okay, he has no part to play in this problem sum. He's just there to throw a curveball at you guys, all right? Okay. So now this becomes a very easy question back to primary 4, all right? There's 1 unit, this is 1 unit, difference is 84. You can go and find hands. So take 216 and you minus 84 first. You will get 132. So 2 units equals to 132. So go and find for 1 unit. 1 unit is 132 divided by 2 equals to 66. Therefore, the answer is 66. Okay, clear so far? Yes, please draw the model that I'm drawing right now, okay? Okay, so before we go to the next question, right, this is the method that I would recommend. Now, does anybody have a different method to solve this question? You want to try? Okay, I'm going to clear this now. Okay, so this one, right, you can write this as method 2, okay? Okay, so now I want you to think about this logically, okay? Now, at first, hands and jack total is 216, correct? Now, if hands bought another 24 stickers, okay, write down after hands bought 24 stickers, what is the new total? Can someone tell me? So at first their total is 216, right? So after hands bought 24 stickers, what's the new total? It's 216 plus 24, right? This will give you 240. Okay, now after Jack gave 60 stickers, what is the new total? So now Jack gave away 60 of his, right? So new total is 240 minus 60. That'll give you 180. So if at the end they have the same number of stickers right at the end, you just take 180, you divide by 2, that equals to 90. So which means this part here is 90 and this entire part here is 90. So how many stickers did Han have at first? Just take 90 minus 24, you get 66 straight away. This is method number 2. Yeah, correct. Okay, when to use equal sign and when to use arrow. Use arrow when you write a unit equals a unit represents something, means 2 units, arrow a value. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's go to question number not 3. Let's go to strategy number 2. Okay, now strategy number 2 involves excess and shortage. All right. So for those of you in primary 5 and even in primary 6, okay, this question will always appear in your prelims and final year exam. It's a very popular question. Okay. So now let's revert back to the page 1. So for strategy number 2, okay, you're going to identify the excess and shortage. Excess means left and remainder. Shortage means you need more. Okay. After you draw a model and then you create a relationship between the units and the numbers and you solve for 1 unit. Okay, so let's read the question. Mrs. Kumar bought some sweets for a group of children. When she gave them 4 sweets each, there are 10 sweets left. Okay. When she gave them 4 sweets, there are 10 sweets left. When she gave them 10 sweets each, she short of 20. Now, can you all tell me in the chat, okay? There are 2 sentences highlighted blue and green, right? Which colored sentence tells you about excess? Can you type in the chat? Is it the sentence in blue or the sentence in green? Which one tells you about the excess? All right. Okay, most of you got it right. In fact, everyone got it right. This is the one that talks about the excess. Okay. So whenever you see this kind of question, identify the sentence that talk about excess. Okay. Why I emphasize on this, right? Because that sentence, the excess sentence, tells you about the total number of sweets Mrs. Kumar has. So when you're going to do this question, right, I want you to write the statement. Let the number of children be 1 unit. Write the statement down first. Okay, now I want you all to answer something in the chat, okay? So here's the question. If I have 3 children, using the statement in blue, how many sweets do I have in total? Not I. Mrs. Kumar have 3 children. Correct. 22, right? 3 times 4, 12, 10 plus 10. Okay, what about 2 children? How many sweets will Mrs. Kumar have? Correct, well done, 18. Now, if Mrs. Kumar got 4 children, good. So, I'm going to ask you a question now. If Mrs. Kumar have 1 unit of children, how many sweets will Mrs. Kumar have? It's the same idea. For 4 children, you take 4 times 4, which is 16, then plus 10, right? So if it's 1 unit of children, you just take 4 times the 1 unit. You'll get 4 units. Then the 4 units plus the 10 sweets. Agree? So how do you represent 4 units plus the additional 10 in a model? You simply draw a model like this, 4 units plus 10. That's all. So go ahead and draw this model. Okay, so this represents the total number of sweets. Okay, give your time to draw. Okay, not quite like algebra yet, okay? Not yet. Maybe just a sentence kind of like, looks a bit like algebra, but no, it's not quite, okay? It's more of just unit comparisons. Okay, so you all draw this model already, right? Now let's talk about excess. So this is total number of sweets. Now, if you give them 10 sweets each, she'll be short of 20. Short of 20 means this is the total sweets that she have, right? So, meaning that if you give to 10 sweets, you have to cater to more. And this would be the shortage that she would have faced. This one right here. This is the shortage. Okay, so please write down here as 10 units. This whole thing here. Okay, so now I want you to look at this model. Okay, I want you to dissect this portion here. Okay, dissect this portion here and shade it. Okay, that blue shaded area, right? In terms of unit, how many units is that? Can you type in the chat? All right, very good. All of you are getting it correct. It's 6 units. Now, in terms of numerical value, what is the 6 units? What's this blue shaded portion? Yep, that's right, 30. 10 plus the 20. 10 plus the 20. That's the blue shaded portion. So therefore, 6 units is 30. So go and find for 1 unit. 1 unit is 30 divided by 6 equals to 5. Okay, so now 1 unit equals to 5, right? Read the question. How many children are there? You see its earlier statement. Let the number of children be 1 unit, right? Number of children is 1 unit. Therefore, the answer is 5. There are 5 children. Done already. Okay, how do I get the green 20? See, if you give them 10 Swiss each, right, should be short of 20, which means she has to cater, means this is a total number of sweets over here. If you give 10 Swiss each, means she will need 20 more, correct? So that's why this part here is 20. Okay. Right, question number 2. Okay, now for question number 2. Mrs. Tan bought some stickers for her pupils. If she give each pupil, wait, give me a moment. Yes, Matthew, yes, you have to assume all children is 1 unit. That's all. Correct, that's correct. Okay, so right, to prevent yourself from wasting time during exam, right, try not to use guess and check, okay? Because sometimes the value might be even be 21 pupils, so you can't be writing it for everything. So this is a foolproof method where you will never get wrong, right? Okay, so let's read the question. Mrs. Tan bought some stickers for her pupils. If she give each pupil 3 stickers, she will have 18 stickers left. All right. If she give each pupil 5 stickers, she'll be short of 30 stickers. Now, can you tell me in the chat which sentence talks about excess? Yep. Okay, very good. All of you seems to be getting it. The blue one, right? So quickly, once you identify the sentence that talks about excess, right? Quickly draw a model for that one, because that sentence will tell you the total number of stickers. Okay, so go ahead and draw. All right, sorry, before that, we have to write the statement. Let the number of pupils be 1 unit. All right. To draw for 3 units, add the 18. So quickly put down this the total number of sweets. Not sweets, sorry, stickers. Okay, great. Now let's look at the next sentence, the one in green. So right, if you give each pupil 5 stickers, she'll be short of 30 stickers. Go and draw a model. Okay, 5 units. So this one right here is 5 units. So if you give each pupil 5 stickers, she will be short. Write down the shortage over here, 30. Okay, now I want you to dissect this portion here and then shape. Okay, now let's look at the blue shaded region. How many units is that? Good. 2 units. What is that in numerical value? Correct. 18 plus 30 should give you 48. So if 2 units is 48, 1 unit is simply 48 divided by 2. Okay, 24. How many pupils are there? We let the number of pupils be 1 unit, right? So 1 unit is 24. We solve for the question already. There are 24 pupils in Mrs. Tan's class. Yes, the answer is 24. Well done. Okay, so now we're done with strategy number 2. Let's go to the higher order question. The two of them. Okay, so can I move to the next question? You all need time to draw the model. Okay, quickly draw it. Okay, I'll give you all about a minute. Okay, at 8:48 sharp. I'll move on to the next question. Yes, usually it's around, I think it's about 5 to 6 marks. Yeah, not 4 to 5, 5 to 6 marks. Just as A and B. Okay, it's 8:48. Time to move on to the next question, which is the higher order question. Okay, so before we go into this question, right, I want to ask the group a question. Now let's say oranges and apple. Okay, so if I say there's 2 times as many oranges as apple, as many as apple, what is the minimum number of oranges and apples? What is the minimum possible number of oranges and apples? Yep, I think Nick got it correct. Yep, so 3, no. I didn't ask for total. What is the minimum number of oranges and what is the minimum number of apples? Possibly. Okay, it has to be 2, right? Okay, because think about it. It cannot be 1 orange, right? Because if I have 1 orange and if orange is twice as much as apple, means apple will be half, and this makes no sense. Okay? So the minimum possible number of oranges that I could possibly have is 2. The minimum number of apples that I can have is possibly 1. Okay? So this is the underlying logic that you need to have to do this question. Okay? So in this question, it is said that okay, Natasha used 238 beads to make some necklace and bracelets. Necklace and bracelets. Okay. She used 16 beads for each necklace and 9 beads for each bracelet. Okay. Now this is the most important sentence. Please underline it. She made twice as many bracelets as necklace. Okay, so now what is the minimum possible number of bracelets that Natasha could possibly have? Can you time to check? 2, right? Well done. So the minimum possible number of bracelets Natasha could possibly have, it's 2. Oh, apologies. It's 2 this side here. And 1 necklace, right? Okay, so think about it. 2, 1, right? So the next set will possibly be 4, 2, and next one will be 6, 3, so on and so forth, correct? Up till she has 238 beats. So the whole point of this question, right, is to create that one set, okay? Create the one set, and this one set will have the minimum number of bracelets and necklace. Okay, so let's think about it. In one set got 2 bracelet, 1 necklace, right? This 2 bracelet, how many beads will there be? Can you type me a chat? In this one set that has a minimum number of both, so got 2 bracelet, right? How many beads will there be? Okay, so read the question. 9 beads for each bracelet. So if there are 2 bracelet, how many beads altogether? Correct, it's 18. 1 bracelet, 9 beads. So 2 bracelet, 2 times 9 equals to 18. Now in my one set, I got 1 necklace, right? She used 16 beads for 1 necklace. So this one is simply 16. So my first set, what is the total number of beads? 16 plus 18 equals to 34. Up to this point, any confusion? Okay, good. So if one set, I have 34 beads, if I got 238 beads altogether, how many sets will that be? Can you type in the chat? Use your calculators. Y'all can use the calculators, by the way, okay? Yes, 238 divided by 34. So take 238 divided by 34. You will have a total number of 7 sets. Well done, all of you. So if there's 7 sets, right? Now look, one set got 1 necklace and 2 beads. Okay, I write down one set got 7 necklace. Apologies. One set I got 1 necklace and 2 beads, 2 bracelets. So how many bracelets did Natasha make? So if you write down 7 sets, it will be 7 necklace and 14 bracelets. Okay, well done. So therefore, part A is done. 14 bracelets. Okay, so if this is done right, let's look at part B. Natasha sold all the necklace and bracelets. How much did she collect from the sale of all the necklace and bracelets? Okay, so if you look at part B, 7 necklace, 14 bracelets. So each necklace was sold at $25, right? So take 7 times 25. Okay, this will give you $175. Then each bracelet for $15, right? So she sold 14. So 14 times 15. So this will give you 210. Then just add this and this, you'll get your answer. 175 plus 210, that will give you $385. Okay, so for this question, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being easy and 5 being hard, where would you put this? Okay. Okay, great. It's about 2 to 3, all right. That's good to hear. Okay, question 2. Betty and Dinah have 109 coins altogether. Betty has 25 more coins than Dinah. How many coins does Dinah have? Okay, so 2A. 2A is back to basics. Betty and Dinah. Total, they got 109 coins. And Betty has 25 more. So, how many does Dinah have? So just take 109 minus 25, you'll get 84. So 84 divided by 2, you'll get 42. So Dinah has 42 coins. Okay, now let's look at part B. Dinah has only $1 coins and 50-cent coins. The total amount of money she has is $25.50. How many 50-cent coins does she have? Okay, so for part B, right? How many of you have learned the assumption method? Okay, good. I see most of you have learned the assumption method, right? So that is what you have to use to solve this question, all right? Okay, so for those of you who do not know the assumption method, now is a good time to learn, okay? Now the question asks for how many 50-cent coins does she have? If the question asks for 50-cent coins, remember, write this down, you always assume for the opposite. I repeat again, if the question asks for 50-cent coins, right, you simply assume for the opposite. So what do I mean by that? Write down. So write down assume that the entire coins that you have, 42 coins, right, they are all for $1. Okay, so write down 42 times the $1, that's the total. So in this question, only $1 coins and 50-cent coins are being used, right? So if it's not the 50, assume the opposite, $1 coin. Next, you're going to write down shortage. That's the next step. Okay, shortage means from what we assume to what is the target, 25.50, right? What is the difference? So write down 42 minus 25.50. So this is $16.50. Now your third step, difference. Write down. What does difference mean in this case? It is the difference between one of each. Just $1 coin and 50-cent coin, right? Just take $1 minus 50 cents. So this is 50 cents. So how many 50 cents does she have? 50-cent coins does she have, right? So that's simply your final step, the answer. Just take this, divide by this. Okay. $16.50 divide by 0.50. Punch this into your calculator, you will get 33 coins as the answer. Okay, so repeat again. Assumption method got 4 steps. You assume the opposite to what the question is asking you. Then shortage. From what you get minus the target. Okay, then difference is the difference between each. One of each. And the final answer is shortage divided by the difference. All right. Okay, Kushal, don't make funny faces. Come on. Right. Okay. Okay, so let's do a lesson recap. So first off, we learned the strategy 1, which is the comparison model. Then next, strategy 2, excess and shortage. And the last part we did was higher order questions. Okay. So which one you found was the challenging one? Is it 1, 2, or 3? Wow. Okay, so a large chunk of you type 3. All right, okay. Okay, so it's good to draw, not say draw models, it's good to okay, so for higher order questions, right, for the first one is always creating one set, the minimum number of items. Then you work your way to find the number of sets. That's all, okay? And number 2, you have to brush up your assumption method, okay? All right, so I believe your upcoming assessment in August will be weighted as assessment 3 for primary 5, and for primary 6 will be prelims, right? In October is your PSLE exam, and P5 would be your final year exam, all right? So time is limited. Okay, so we're here to help. So we'd like to invite you to a complimentary trial lesson, which is completely free, okay? You just sign up for it. Okay, so in this complimentary trial lesson will either be done live or online, all right? So it's to just test your level of readiness. Okay, so we just want to find out what your strengths and weaknesses are, all right? And we will discover an easier and more effective approach for you to learn. So we employ the SCORE method, which has helped students with borderline grades improve by 1 or 2 within 90 grades, all right? And you'll craft a step-by-step action plan for you to move forward. Okay, so for a trial lesson, right, just visit our website at parkwaymath.com. Just click on it. Okay, you will come to this website here. So all you have to do is just scroll down and click on this icon. Okay, and scroll down just a little bit more. Key in your name, your particulars, your child's level, and prefer day and time. and whether you want it to be online or on site. And click submit and we will attend to you within 1 working day. Okay? So thank you for joining us today. Have a good night. If you have any questions, please contact us via the email or visit our website. I'll be here for the next 5 minutes if you all need anything.